been reading a lot online in some forums how basically, I know because I've been trying to get video cards myself, PS5, you name it, and it's just extremely difficult to get them. And Best Buy have this thing which I don't know why they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. They have so much potential to do better, but they keep going back to old school tactics of advertisement, of trying to get people into the store, and it's just wrong. It just doesn't work, and I don't know why they don't realize that. I would like to think that, and I know because I worked there for 3 years, that Best Buy simply have no good managers. They don't have good enough people to take and make good decisions for the company. What I'm talking about is the Nvidia drops. Every time Best Buy does Nvidia drops, it's always in store. I just don't get it. They probably are paying a ton of money to Nvidia to be able to be the only company to get reference cards only, and nobody else could get them. You cannot buy them anywhere else except Best Buy. And every time they do these drops, they do it in the store. Now, I do not have a problem with them doing that. The problem I have with Best Buy is the way they do it. It just makes no sense. Why would you have thousands of video cards selling online all at the same time with no warning to actual customers, but then you have reference cards only in store on Friday? Why on a Friday? Who are you trying to sell the card to? It cannot be me or a teenager or a mom that's trying to get the card for their kids who build a computer and whatnot. Everybody's going to be working on a Friday morning. So who are you trying to target with this? It makes no sense to me. Are you targeting like the resellers that's what they do for a living, and they have the time to wait in line since 5 o'clock in the afternoon the night before because you just decided to pick like one single store out of the entire city to have this in-stock event, whatever you want to call it, right? We are in Texas, and location, basically Texas is freaking huge. Everybody knows that, and the only store that I could go to in the entire Houston area, when I mean Houston, I don't mean just Houston, because the Woodlands is not Houston. The Woodlands is about 30 miles north of Houston. That's the only store in the entire Houston area where you could get Nvidia reference cards. It's ridiculous because the Woodlands is freaking far. I hope they have a map here. Check this out. Oh, they don't make it bigger? You wanna look at this, man. Now this is Houston right here. But then you got Sugarland, Pasadena, Pearland, that's not even showing up, Baytown, Lake City. Now everywhere down here, there are at least 5, 6, let's say minimum 6 Best Buys in this whole area. But no, they decide that they're just gonna do one single Best Buy to drop these reference cards, which is all the way freaking up here, at least an hour and a half away from my place, which is down here somewhere, and basically an hour away from anybody else, because on top of that, what's the Woodlands, of course, nothing but rich people live there. So I don't get it. Are they targeting nothing but the rich people that live in the Woodlands in this area to come here and buy video cards? Is that what it is? Because I don't get it. It has to be. There's no other explanation. Why the Woodlands? Why, when you have at least, look at that, you have at least 6 to 7 Best Buy stores in this whole area, but you don't distribute the cards between all of the stores. You just pick the one store away from everything in a place where only rich people live. Why does Best Buy does that? I don't understand. It's like they're not even being smart about it. Wouldn't it be better to what is it that you guys want as a company? Don't you want customers to come and buy stuff from you? Don't you want somebody to walk up and buy the video card, but also perhaps buy a CPU, a case, some lights, fans, power supply, whatever, may build a computer right there? maybe buy something else that they didn't even care for, but since they're there, they just walk into the store, they might buy something else. I don't know. But isn't that what you want? Don't you want somebody that perhaps you can actually sell the warranty to? When you choose a store that far out, in a place where nothing but rich people live, you're targeting only resellers that have the time to go there, park their car, and sit in line since the day before. Right now, there are literally people sitting right now outside that Best Buy waiting for tomorrow. It's just insane. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning, and there's people already sitting there waiting until tomorrow. Those are resellers because everybody else is in school, everybody else is working, so it makes no sense. Sometimes I think they don't have smart people working there to make these decisions. Like, they don't have managers that would sit down and say, okay, you know what, let's think about this. We want people to come to the store often. We don't want to just sell video cards online. I mean, I'm not trashing Best Buy for selling the Nvidia reference cards in store only. They should do that with all the video cards in the first place. I mean, at this point, they have been selling video cards online only for months, at least a whole year. So why don't we switch that up and let's just sell cards in store? Because enough resellers got their hands on cards from Best Buy using online bots. Now let's give a chance to the locals. Now, if you think that using the reference cards you're giving a chance to the locals because you're selling them in the store only, yeah, where the hell is that chance? You're basically selling in the only store that's the farthest away from the city. Who's gonna go there? I'm not gonna drive an hour and a half to go now and sit there since 5 o'clock in the afternoon or 11 o'clock, which is the time that it is the time right now, to go there and see just to see what's what, just to see what happened. Nobody wants to do that. Why don't you guys split the cards between all the Best Buys in the area, whichever amount of cards you have, and now most people will have a chance, not only resellers, because resellers wouldn't know where the cards are. At least not all of them. Maybe one or two would know, but not all of them will know. So if I go to my nearest Best Buy and they happen to have 15 cards, I might be able to get one while other people are somewhere else. But if you pack whichever amount of cards you have in one single store, the farthest away, like, you're just killing everybody, man. So how is that helping your customer? How is that making me a happy customer and proud to go and buy something at Best Buy? It makes no sense. Like, again, from a business standpoint, I don't get it how they do it. It doesn't bring money into the company. I mean, they're probably barely making any profit selling video cards. For Best Buy to be the only one buying the Nvidia reference cards, they must be paying a premium to Nvidia in order to do that. They must be paying a premium. There's no way Best Buy is making money on any of these cards. No way. So I just don't understand how they're not trying to get back some money somehow. And the only way to do that is by getting people to your store to buy things, to buy the warranty on these video cards. That's the only way, because then you get all these bots buying things online. Then bots are not buying warranty or accessories. It's not happening. They're not buying anything else. They're just buying the video card and walking away, and that's it. So I always thought, and I know because I worked at Best Buy for 3 years, that they just don't have smart people. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody. I could care less. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw it all the time. They just didn't have enough people that were smart enough to be able to run the company, or not to run the company, but to run the stores. And I'm talking at a manager level. It's like they're letting managers and district managers make decisions that are basically not for the good of the company as a whole, but for themselves, for the store alone. I don't want to get into too much details, but basically when I was working at Best Buy, I saw many decisions that were made that I was thinking, how is that possible? Like how is that going to benefit the store? It just makes no sense. So there's a lot of politics and whatnot, things that go on behind the scene that sometimes makes no sense, and sometimes it's the manager's fault for not allowing people to be creative and do other things. I think like the one thing I would probably that comes to mind, it's a little story that I could explain, is that unfortunately on like Micro Center, everybody knows Micro Center. There aren't too many Micro Centers in the United States. It's a small small company. They have one in Houston, Texas. They don't have one in every state. They don't have a Micro Center in every city. It's a smaller company compared to Best Buy, and I think because of that, they're able to make individual decisions per store in order to increase sales and revenue. Best Buy is not like that. On Best Buy, everything has to be by the book. There's a long line of policies in place and whatnot. And I remember one time I went to the back office. They had a program for free that anybody could use. They allowed me to, nobody allowed me to. I just went in there really, and basically I just created a little flyer, black and white, very simple. I created a flyer and I put, the laptop, model number, and then I added a couple things like case, external hard drive, mouse, blah, blah, blah. A bunch of accessories, like 5 or 6 accessories attached to the laptop. And then I had like a name on the top, a subject like, I don't know, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like something like, amazing deal, one price, 5 items, whatever. I forgot, right? But it was very simple. And then I would have, there was a space on a table, because there was no laptop on display on that table. So right there, I would put that sign up, and I would have all the laptop with a case, in its box, with all the accessories around it, and the price tag with the little pamphlet, that I created. And people will walk up and say, "Oh man, that's a really good deal. All that stuff for like $6.99? Yeah, I'll take it." So, I would sell, I became a team leader, so I had people working for me. So I would sell, in my computer department, we were selling 3 or 4 bundles like that without even sweating it. Basically you always have to be running after the customer. Oh, you want to buy this, you want to buy that. Hey, now that you're buying this computer, you want to buy these other things, No, that was like, they just saw it for themselves. That was a deal, that was a bundle, great thing. We're selling a lot of stuff. A week later, they didn't allow me to. Basically, I had to change that all the time because every week there would be a different computers on sale. But they basically didn't allow me to access that program anymore. And if they did that, nobody ever told me anything. But I assumed that they didn't want me to keep doing that, so I didn't have access to that program anymore to edit the flyer. So I stopped doing that, But why doesn't Best Buy does that? Why can't they do that on their own as a company, create bundles, things like that? It's extremely easy for customers to buy that, I just don't know why they don't do it. So it's like one of those things. Like another time I was at my store and there were a lot of open boxes, laptops. They weren't selling because they had them all in boxes behind the cage and they weren't going anywhere. So I figured, you know what? We have space here. Why don't we put 3 of these laptops? They've been sitting there forever. Let's just put the open box laptops. Let's open them up. Customer could see them. Sometimes we had the new one. I would say, okay, we have the new one. This is an open box of that one. This is the laptop you'll be getting. But as you can see, it works. It's being cleaned. It's being reset. It's ready to go. It's just missing the box, the manuals, Wow, you know, but it's a better deal because you're saving $80, $90 and it's the same computer. It's just open box, right? Would you rather save yourself $80, $90 or just buy the new one in box? It's up to you. You know, a lot of people will say, you know what, I want the new one. But a lot of people will say, hell no, I take the deal. I take the open box. I'm gonna throw the box away anyways. And because we cleaned and reset the computer, it was ready to go. They saw it as a good deal. And you know what? One time, I believe I wasn't the district manager that walked into our store. It was somebody else. They walk into the store and they go like, oh, you guys got the open boxes on displays. I like that. And my sales manager was like, yeah, that was my idea. You know, like we've been doing good. We've been getting rid of all the open box stuff by getting them out of the bag and putting them out on displays. You know, and I was listening. I couldn't believe that the sales manager did that, man. That was a very low move. But that's the kind of people that you have as managers in Best Buy, that even when a great employee like me is coming out with ideas and things like that, they cannot reward you or they take the credit for themselves. They just, you know, it's like, I like to think that that's why Best Buy as a company is not doing much better than they could be doing, because I think that there's just too much power going to managers that are not smart enough to be able to be in that position. I've saw it many times how they would hire in my store or any other store supervisors from places that have nothing to do with electronics. You have people coming from working at a restaurant or coming from Costco or Home Depot or whatever. Yes, there were supervisors there, but they had no clue what to do in the electronic world. So it's hard for a sales supervisor to come and train me or anybody when they have no idea what's in that store, what they're selling. It's just difficult. You could be the best HR person in the world, could be the best PR person in the world. You know how to talk to people. It's great. You have great customer service. You cannot be a sales supervisor. You cannot be a store manager in an environment where you have no clue of the products that you're selling. I'm sorry, like it just doesn't work. Hire from within. Why are you guys afraid to keep promoting people? I just don't get it. But anyways, I don't want to get involved into that. I'm just trying to understand that this is more of a message to Best Buy than anything else. You guys got to step up your game, man. You want people to come into the store. Stop selling video cards online. Stop it. You start selling video cards in stores. You got a Best Buy in every store, minimum. Minimum you have a Best Buy in every city. I mean, you want people to come in and spend their money. Start selling video cards in store only and not in one single store outside the city. You have to split the inventory between all the store or most of them, so you get people to come in and buy that video card and perhaps buy other things. I just wanted to let my thought out there for you guys, and leave in the comments below if you let me know if you actually got ever a video card from Best Buy. Maybe some of you have, but all I know is that it's extremely difficult. I have tried a couple times and couldn't even get one in months. So if you guys let me know. So that's it for now, man. Take care of you guys.